What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. Well, and third stimulus check update. As the $600 stimulus checks are going out now, let me know if you have received your $600 stimulus check and if it was pending until Monday, but you got it early. Let me know down below in the comments. Also, we're going to talk about the $2,000 stimulus check bill as the new Congress is sworn in today, along with Kevin McCarthy and Nancy Pelosi, and the Georgia Senate runoff races that will determine if Mitch McConnell will be the leader, which he is currently losing as the Democrats are currently winning those two seats in early polling, shows that Mitch McConnell might not be the Senate Majority Leader in as early as 48 hours from now. Also, we're going to talk about the push for the $2,000 stimulus checks, what needs to happen now, as well as another state that is passing stimulus checks to their people in this video. I'm going to go over all the details of it for you guys in this video. Don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. All right, let's go. Okay, first up, big breaking news. President Donald Trump was on an election call with Georgia officials where he's heard on the call urging Georgia election officials to reverse his loss in Georgia. And one thing's for certain is President Donald Trump and 140 Republicans from Congress are going to fight this election tooth and nail up into the certification of the election, which is on January 6th. As you can see here, President Trump directly asked Georgia's top election officials to overturn his defeat to President-elect Joe Biden in the state during a Saturday phone call, according to the audio posted by the Washington Post. During the conversation, the president repeatedly asked the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, to find more than 11,000 ballots needed to overcome the gap between Trump and Biden in the state to flip the state in his favor. Quote, the people of Georgia are angry. The people in the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying, that you've recalculated the votes. Trump told Raffensperger before questioning the secretary about a, quote, rumor that ballots for him were shredded in Fulton County, Georgia, which is home to Atlanta, the state's largest city and group of Democrats. He says, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have because we won the state. Now, Georgia's the epicenter of everything going on in the world in politics and stimulus checks right now. On Tuesday, in 48 hours, they're going to be voting on the last two Senate runoff race seats that will determine if the Senate will stay Republican. The Republicans need to win one out of the two seats to do that. And if the Democrats win both seats, they will flip the Senate, turn it to a leader of Democrats, and Mitch McConnell will no longer be the majority leader and will no longer be able to delay stimulus check and stimulus package proposals. Remember, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a $2,000 stimulus check bill, the CASH Act. That's $2,000 for adults, $2,000 for all children, and $2,000 for adult dependents. This was passed in a bipartisan way with a 2/3 majority. Most of it was Democrats and some Republicans. 2/3 majority is a supermajority, which is enough to actually even overturn a presidential veto. That passed the House, went to the Senate, and Mitch McConnell basically just said, nope, we're not going to vote on it. He did introduce his own $2,000 stimulus check bill, but we did not vote on that either because Congress has now run out of time and the new Congress was sworn in today. So now, within the next few days, we can have either Mitch McConnell's bill voted on or a version of the CASH Act with some kind of minor changes in there, which could make it more likely to get Republican support. However, if the Republicans lose these two Senate seats that happen in 48 hours, then we might not need any Republican support because the Democrats might be able to literally just run the table, pass things on their own. Mitch McConnell won't be able to delay bills anymore, and it'll literally just change the entire game. And here's the interesting thing. The polls from Georgia Senate are actually increasing for the Democrats. We see Ossoff versus Perdue here up here in this top corner. The Democrat is actually leading by 2% now, 1.8%. Just a few days ago, you could see the red line here Purdue was in the lead, and that is around when Mitch McConnell basically delayed the $2,000 stimulus check and said, no, we're not even going to vote on it. We're not even going to let people vote on it. And that is exactly when the Democrats, as you can see, both pictures here, that is exactly when both of the Democrats started to pick up their lead even more. I'm not sure if you can see this with me in the corner, but Warnock here down below is actually up by 2.3%. And again, if we go back just a week or two ago, they were in a dead heat, a dead tie. And now both of the Democrats are picking up and taking the lead. And the lead is getting larger now by the hour, at least based on these early polling results. And you have to say that this is because Mitch McConnell delayed and didn't vote on the $2,000 stimulus check, even though it probably would have passed. His bill probably would have passed in the Senate. And Mitch McConnell literally just didn't even put it to a vote. And a lot of people are saying that this can cost the Republicans the entire Senate, and Mitch McConnell will lose his speaker majority position because he didn't even put it to a vote. I mean, why not put it to a vote? Not look like the bad guy right before these Georgia Senate runoff races, which is more than just 2 individual Senate seats. It's the entire fate of the Senate. And the Democrats are now rising and rising and rising because Mitch McConnell, whose home was just vandalized, looks like the bad guy because he didn't even put it to a vote. We literally had his own Senate Republicans, Josh Hawley and Lindsey Graham, saying, you got to put it to a vote, buddy. You got to, I mean, it passed the House with a super majority. We have Republicans that want to vote on it. It's cash for Americans right now during a 100-year pandemic. You're not even going to put it to a vote? And yeah, I know you have your own $2,000 stimulus check bill, but let's put that to a vote. Either one, let's put to a vote. And basically, he just delayed it for like 48 hours, and then now the new Congress is here. So what's going to be very interesting to see if he loses the Senate because of this rash decision that he made literally just days before the Senate is going to be decided. It's almost like he's not thinking long term, and also he's not thinking about the people. Like, I seen an article earlier. I don't have it up right in front of me at this moment, but basically Bernie Sanders called out Mitch McConnell like a day ago and said that of the 25 poorest counties in the United States, 10 of them are in Kentucky, which is Mitch McConnell's home state. So literally the epicenter of poorness and poverty and people struggling to just buy food and pay rent are in Mitch McConnell's home states, and yet he doesn't want to put out a larger stimulus check because the $600 is probably spent for the majority of Americans already. You know, we need to work on the third stimulus check already. This second stimulus check should have been $2,000. Then we can work on the new one. And Mitch McConnell, the problem is that Mitch McConnell keeps getting reelected along with Nancy Pelosi, who was just reelected to Speaker again. And these guys think they're doing a good job for the country because they keep getting reelected. And in fact, I seen in that report that of those 10 poorest counties in the United States that are from Kentucky, they overwhelmingly voted for Mitch McConnell. I mean, Mitch McConnell won that election by a landslide. I think it was like he got like 80% of the votes. And these guys think they're doing a good job. They think that they're doing what's right for America because they keep getting reelected. And it's kind of too late for Mitch McConnell to be reelected now. Now he can lose his majority position, which looks like it might happen. I mean, he kind of dug his own grave on that one. So if he loses that, he's pretty much got nobody to blame for himself. He didn't even put the bill to a vote. Okay, now that's going to all change here within the next 48 hours once we get past and we're in the new Congress here. But if he loses that majority position, I got to think it's only his own fault. He didn't even put it to a vote. He knew that the Senate was up for grabs within the next 48 hours, and he pulled a stunt like this. So you let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now, on these $2,000 stimulus checks, which is really an additional $1,400 onto the $600 that you may have already received, let me know if you have received it yet. Again, they go out in batches, and this week, people will start receiving their mail checks, the checks that were actually in the mail, not direct deposit, and also their debit cards in the mail, as well as possibly the $300 per week unemployment extension should start this week for some people. Let me know as soon as you guys get that in the comments. But the longer this pandemic goes on, the more and more stimulus they're going to have to pass. We've seen recent reports from Dr. Fauci and other health experts that expect this pandemic to continue on all the way into the fall of 2021. And if that happens, we're going to have to see more stimulus packages and more stimulus checks passed. Joe Biden has said that when he comes into office, well, if he comes into office, if these Republican congressmen cannot delay the inauguration or contest the election, which is going to happen in 3 days here, if Joe Biden does get into office and gets past this contestation, then he has said it has put it his first priority to pass another stimulus check and another stimulus package. Even if Mitch McConnell is still the majority leader, Mitch McConnell is on record of saying he knows they're going to have to pass more stimulus packages with the new administration. Biden has said multiple things that one, he wants to raise Social Security by $200 per month, which is $2,400 per year. Two, he wants another stimulus check and he wants to continue to have stimulus checks until the pandemic is over, which Dr. Fauci says now probably won't be until fall of 2021, especially because they only have 1% of people in the US vaccinated right now. 1%. So think about how long it's going to take us to get to 50%. It's going to take the entire year to get that long. And then you got 40 or 50% of people that don't even want to get vaccinated. So we've actually seen proposals to kind of bribe people a $1,500 stimulus check to take the vaccination, which we'll have to see if we get to that point. But at this rate, I wouldn't. I mean, 2020 is becoming the 2021 crazy year because unfortunately, this virus is not going to go away. We just seen a record high cases yesterday of 291,000 positive cases in just one day, just yesterday. And we've seen record deaths just a few days ago. And everything is basically at an all time high right now. And these vaccinations are just taking forever. So the longer this goes on, the more packages and checks and unemployment extensions, eviction moratorium extensions, PPP grants, rental relief, the more we're going to have to see going forward on the state level and the city level. Also, while I got you here, the state of Washington is giving out to almost 100,000 unemployed Washingtonians a $550 one-time stimulus payment after their lapse in the federal benefits before the $300 kicked in. The state of Washington is giving a stimulus check of $550 to almost 100,000 people from Washington state. Washington Governor Jay Inslee announced Sunday that the state will provide $550 payments to people who are receiving the PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, which lapsed already the past week. Says, quote, in our state, we prepare for the possibility of a lapse in benefits and are anticipating it. We developed a plan for a one-time payment for those who have been receiving PUA benefits because we established a state backup plan. We can take action today to help some of those harmed by the president's decision. That was because he delayed signing the stimulus package for 6 days. And the longer and longer this pandemic continues, and I mean, until we get back to normal, we're going to see more states, more cities, more counties, and more from the federal level, all sorts of different stimulus programs. We have a lot coming through still from the second package that was passed just a week ago, which has mortgage assistance, rental assistance, PPP grants. All that stuff is not available to take yet. The $600 stimulus checks are kind of the first things that are going out. All these programs are still kind of being put through. I will be walking you guys through how to get them when they become available. But there's going to be more and more state and city and local programs too that are giving additional rent relief and stimulus checks going forward also. I will be keeping you guys up to date on all of that going forward. So make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon on so you don't miss out on new updates. New videos come out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA, where I have taught dozens of students that have replaced their entire 9 to 5 income selling products on Amazon. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.